These 9 species are on the brink of extinction. Will they survive in 2025? The European mink is a small, semi-aquatic predator, once common across Europe, but now listed as critically endangered. These sleek, dark-furred mammals prefer life near rivers, streams and wetlands, where they hunt frogs, small rodents, birds and fish. They're excellent swimmers and use dens close to water for shelter. Their numbers are expected to drop by more than a shocking 80% in the coming decades. A mix of habitat destruction, historic overhunting and direct competition from the invasive American mink, a larger and more aggressive species, has driven them to the edge. Once widespread from France to Russia, the European mink now survives only in small, fragmented populations across Eastern Europe and the Balkans. The Antillean manatee is a gentle giant of the Caribbean, gliding through warm coastal waters, lagoons and slow-moving rivers. A subspecies of the West Indian manatee, it can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh over 1,000 pounds. These slow-moving herbivores, often called sea cows, spend up to 8 hours a day grazing on seagrass and aquatic vegetation. Despite their peaceful nature, Antillean manatees are in trouble. They face increasing threats from boat collisions, habitat loss due to coastal development and entanglement in fishing gear. Noise pollution and water contamination also affect their feeding and navigation. These manatees are solitary by nature, but occasionally gather in small groups, especially around warm water sources during colder months. Their population is in decline, and they are currently listed as vulnerable. The grey-shanked douc is one of the most endangered primates in the world, listed as critically endangered. Native to the forests of central Vietnam, these striking monkeys are known for their soft grey coats, bright orange facial markings and long, graceful limbs. They are peaceful, leaf-eating primates that spend most of their lives high in the canopy. Sadly, their numbers are rapidly declining due to habitat destruction, poaching and the illegal wildlife trade. They're hunted for use in monkey bone balm, a traditional remedy believed to treat conditions like anemia and insomnia, and are also sold as exotic pets. With fewer than 1,000 individuals estimated to remain in the wild, each langur is critical to the survival of the species. Conservationists are working urgently to protect their forest homes and end illegal trade. The Nguru pygmy chameleon is one of the tiniest reptiles on Earth, growing to just around 2 inches, small enough to sit comfortably on your fingertip. Endemic to the misty forested slopes of the Nguru Mountains in Tanzania, this miniature chameleon is part of a lineage that diverged from other reptiles more than 40 million years ago. Despite its tiny size, it plays an important role in the ecosystem by helping control insect populations. It has adapted to life among mosses and leaf litter, blending in almost perfectly with its surroundings. Its population is under severe pressure due to habitat loss and collection for the international pet trade. Given its limited range and specialized habitat, even small disturbances can have outsized impacts. Conservationists are calling for tighter trade regulations and habitat protection. The steppe tortoise, also known as the Russian tortoise, is a tough and resourceful reptile adapted to life in harsh, arid environments, from the deserts of Central Asia to parts of the Middle East. Small and sturdy, these tortoises typically grow 6 to 10 inches long and can live up to 50 years or more in the wild. They spend much of the year underground, digging deep burrows to escape extreme temperatures and conserve moisture. In colder climates, they hibernate for several months. Their diet consists mainly of grasses and leafy plants. Unfortunately, their resilience hasn't protected them from threats. Over-collection for the pet trade and widespread habitat degradation have put wild populations under pressure. The great hornbill is one of the largest and most iconic hornbill species, instantly recognizable by its bright yellow casque and enormous curved beak. Found in the lush forests of South and Southeast Asia, these birds are essential to rainforest health, especially as seed dispersers for large fruiting trees. Great hornbills are also known for their strong monogamous bonds. During nesting, the female seals herself inside a tree cavity using mud, droppings and food remains, leaving only a narrow slit through which the male passes food for weeks. Unfortunately, habitat loss and hunting, especially for their casques, which are prized in illegal trade, have led to population declines. They are now listed as vulnerable. The African wild dog, also known as the painted wolf, is one of Africa's most endangered carnivores. With their oversized ears and unique patchy coats, each individual is as distinct as a fingerprint. These intelligent and social animals live in tight-knit packs with strong cooperative bonds. They use coordinated tactics to hunt prey much larger than themselves, often achieving hunting success rates far higher than lions or hyenas. Once roaming vast stretches of the continent, African wild dogs are now restricted to scattered, shrinking habitats. Threats include land development, livestock conflict, road accidents, and diseases like rabies and canine distemper. Fewer than 7,000 remain in the wild today. Despite its name, the mountain chicken is not a bird. It's actually one of the largest frogs in the world. Native to the Caribbean islands of Dominica and Montserrat, this hefty amphibian was once a common source of food, named for its size and taste, which locals compared to poultry. Tragically, the mountain chicken is now critically endangered. Years of overhunting weakened its numbers, but a deadly fungal disease called chytridiomycosis brought the species to the brink. Today, it survives only in small wild populations and in carefully managed breeding programs. The whale shark is the gentle giant of the ocean and the largest fish on Earth. These majestic filter feeders can reach lengths of 12 meters or more, yet pose no threat to humans. Instead, they glide slowly through tropical seas, scooping up plankton, fish eggs, and tiny creatures with their wide mouths. Whale sharks are highly migratory and often solitary, though they gather in large groups at key feeding grounds like Ningaloo Reef or Isla Mujeres. Their calm nature and massive size have made them favourites for divers and marine researchers alike. Whale sharks are endangered, facing risks from ship strikes, entanglement, plastic pollution, and unregulated fishing. Protecting them supports not only a single species, but the health of entire marine ecosystems. Let's take a look at some inspiring success stories that prove, with effort, dedication and support, we can turn the tide. Over half of the world's sea turtle populations are now showing signs of recovery, thanks to decades of conservation efforts. Protective legislation, turtle-friendly fishing gear, and nesting site protection have helped populations bounce back in places like Florida, Australia, and the Caribbean. In the Czech Republic, wild beavers have been quietly doing the work of engineers. By building natural dams, they've restored entire wetland ecosystems, improving water quality and reducing flood risk. Their efforts saved the government an estimated $1.2 million in planned infrastructure costs. After 30 years in captivity, Pupi, a 35-year-old African elephant, has been relocated from an Argentine zoo to a sanctuary in Brazil. Now she enjoys more natural surroundings, soft soil under her feet, and the company of other elephants, something she hadn't experienced in decades. In Nepal, the greater one-horned rhino is making a strong comeback. Its population has grown from just 100 individuals in 1973 to nearly 700 today, thanks to anti-poaching efforts, habitat restoration, and community-led conservation programs. Once nicknamed the worst zoo in the UK, Hertfordshire Zoo has undergone a remarkable transformation. Under the care of the Whitnall family, it's now a conservation-driven sanctuary focused on education, animal welfare and species protection, showing how change is always possible.